good. Thank you for passing my name. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'll be.
You did an amazing job. And then we watched the games again. So
Yeah.
also
There's a couple of things where it's backwards.
Yeah. Much better than I have at commentary. That is for sure.
I often use the first and last names. Do you guys say Rize? Rize. Okay. I've been skipping the Nolan just because I wasn't sure. But he's the only Nolan on there, so it works out pretty well.
Exactly. They don't have to worry about all the Jones.
Yeah. So weird, kind of like put stuff on Sports View. That's alerts.
Sports View's been weird this so far. Like the time changes.
Yeah.
Really, I don't know.
So like I was able to post this before, but now I'll share a post. Now I'm getting somewhere. Okay. Bay Area Seals starts about now on the YouTube channel. Mountain Blade. Mountain Lions versus the Bay Area Seals. 12U AA hockey will start very soon from glamorous South Lake Tahoe, California. Excuse me, Nevada.
Yeah, we crossed state line.
Yeah. So that was, what's that? That was Sports View. That's it, right?
We're probably starting at time.
Yeah, let's have a look. And this is already up and running. It's already live on my phone. Notifications.
Thank you for doing this.
Next hockey game starts in about 5 minutes from Nevada this time.
Yeah.
I'll be better with the numbers and such. So pleasantly comfortable in here. Got my hat in here.
I went and got a sweatshirt because I was so cold yesterday. Yeah, and don't need it. Well, I made sure Dylan could wear this after. It's cool for 12-year-olds to have sweatshirts.
If you'd be up for it, that'd be awesome. Thanks. All right, ladies and gentlemen. They're in the blue and gold. Might be able to read their numbers. They're pretty far away, though. South Lake Tahoe, Nevada. Game 3 of the Tahoe Memorial Cup for your Mountain Blades team. This is from the Blue Sports Event Center, Tahoe Blue Event Center. A really nice facility, comfortable seats, warm, not very loud, very nice. Their team has won their first 2 games, a combined, well, not a combined score, but they won the first game 6-3, second game 5-2. Looking good. Coming into this, looking if they can win this game, they should be assured of a #1 seed going into the playoffs tomorrow. Looks like we're setting up for team pictures for both teams. Take an opportunity of taking it on the nice rink. Got the pro photographer over there for the seals right now. Getting ready to go.
Probably get close for these guys.
Yeah.
Try to take a team. Can you snap a picture of this one?
I think so. There.
Great.
Hey. Hey, bud. So it looks like they're going to start out with exactly the same lineup they played in the first 2 games. No additions, no subtractions. Hamilton will be in net. We're going to have one line made up of Desi Brenner, David Popek, and Vito Cipriani. Another line centered by Dylan Bankert and Zach Lauerman and Huey Taylor playing his wings. And then finally, we have another line made up of, I believe, that Thorpe has been centering this other line. Thorpe in the center, flanked by two Dylans. And then on defense, I believe they're playing 5 defense on this tournament. So they've been doing sort of a drop-in. Do you want to, hang on.
Yeah, that's better. I think it's got something to do with this upper banner.
Yeah.
Here.
I mean, do you want to set it and just so it autofocuses and it doesn't do white balance? I mean, so it locks the focus, but it doesn't lock the white balance or the exposure?
Sure. Let me
after
see
you
if
do
I can
this,
get snap this picture.
So I believe with the defenseman, Gavin Kinghorn was unable to make this trip. So for defensemen, in no particular order, Nolan Rize, David Mora Burnett, Wes Bastine, Gus Funky, and Tucker Murray have been playing a 5-man defensive rotation, which would explain some of my confusion as to exactly who was lining up for faceoffs. Today they're wearing their jerseys that are a bit more easy to read, if that's a good sentence. Looking good. Hamilton makes sure that his hair is just the way he wants it. Handsome bunch.
What were you saying about autofocus?
So if we go into this, there we go. So we can have it lock any of these. So we should just have it lock the focus, right? Leave the white balance and exposure to go on its own.
Yeah.
So go back settings and save. We're done. And then we'll choose a place there for the autofocus. So. Yeah, looks like it's going to work, yep. So that way it doesn't search on the focus, but it'll be able to adjust for the random lighting changes.
I'll try to play around with having a little bit like 1.5 or 2,
Cool.
maybe get a little closer.
And so this one makes it lock the tilt, the handle does.
Oh, okay.
That locks tilt, and that one locks pan, so don't lock that one, but this one so you can adjust it. Yeah. And I'll make sure you have plenty of room to dance back and forth as the play quickly goes from end to end. Seems very quiet in here, but it isn't. All of these kids, of course, tuck their jerseys in the back of their shorts, which makes it even harder for me to identify who the player is. A lot of them are all good. They're all fast. They all catch and pass well, so sometimes it's hard for me to pick them out. As they get older and more skilled, there stops being distinct differences between the players that I can visually identify unless I get to know them really well. There's several players on this team that I've seen skate for years, so I kind of have a better grasp of how they look. But there's also a lot of players that I can't just look at watching them skate and know exactly who they are. Right in the net. Nice work there by Dylan Weinreich to just go ahead and slide into the net on his first attempt at a shot. Brenner whistling a puck over the top of the crossbar on his warm-up. '87, Dylan Garvey. Dylan Bankert in the white helmet. Gus Philip Bunn is 16. So again, if they win this game, that they will be firmly in control of first place in their division because every other team has at least one loss so far, including one team that has 2 losses. If they lose this game, then suddenly there will be 3 teams, well, probably 2 teams in the end, that will have lost 1 game and won 2. So it'll be interesting. A lot of times that goes to a goal differential. Different tournaments have different ways. Sometimes there's no more than 5 goal differential allowed per game. Sometimes there's more. It's very, very interesting how they do that in order to define who gets what position in the playoffs. But we won't know until we get there, and hopefully they'll just go ahead and win this game, and there won't be any issues trying to figure out who is in first. Always makes for an interesting evening after the last game when several teams have tied records. All the parents are sitting around looking at their phones trying to determine who is going to get through and who is not. Ice looks very nice in here. I'm wondering if it's cold on the ice surface. They said in the last rink, while the rink was freezing cold, the ice was soft, which is a weird combination. But with modern rinks like this one looks to be, it's all about the refrigeration under the ice. It really defines the condition of the ice, not so much the room temperature. This team, the Seals, they have lost a game and won a game. They beat a team that Mountain Lions beat, and they lost to a team that the Mountain Lions beat. So it should be right in there. Feel that the competition is going to be right in their wheelhouse. Going to be starting out with the Desmond Brenner, David Popek, and Vito Cipriani line. On defense, Wes Bastine, number 21, and on the far side, I believe that's going to be Tucker Murray, 25. Puck is about to be dropped. Seals need to close their door. Here we go. Nope. Now it's closed. Ref very cleverly caught that the door was not closed. It can be very dangerous for the players if the door is open. As you get checked into it or run into it, it'll stop you cold. Puck is dropped. One forward by the Lions. David Popek gets it on his backhand and puts it down deep. Very quiet in here. Vito Cipriani is after it in the corner. Gets squeezed off by the Seals player. Popek is after it. Brenner takes a high road across. Doesn't quite get there. Puck comes out to center ice. Bastine looks, goes to put it in deep, but he missed Cipriani. Just about picked that off. Here come the Seals up through center ice. Tucker Murray turns. Good job there. Sends it over to Desi Brenner. Brenner loses a puck at the blue line, and characteristically, he's got Cipriani ahead of him, but he can't quite get his stick on the puck as the player was hooking his hands. But they're in onside. Brenner gets a shot towards the net. So you stand up behind you. So.
I was trying to be as closer, but it's too tight.
Too tight, yeah. I think, didn't you figure out you can actually use a finger? Instead of choosing a 1.5, can you actually do a 2-finger? So maybe you can do a 1.1 or a 1.2 or something. But anyway, face-off is going to be down in the Seals end. Again, rather lackluster start. I think everybody is a little bit intimidated by the quietness of this room. So Dylan Banker ready to take the face-off in the Seals end to the Seals goalie left. More Burnett and Funky on defense. Excuse me. Wins the puck over nicely to Huey. Gets it back to more Burnett. To Funky. Dylan Banker, good job on checking on the forecheck there. Puck comes up. Now Banker's got some space. See if he can get to the slot and get a shot off. Get some player on him, so he's forced out wide. He puts it across, goes behind the net. Puck comes around, picked up over there by Funky. He gets a shot, doesn't get off, hits a player in the skates. Now the puck's going to the corner. Banker is there once again. He's got a man out in front, puts it on his stick. Nice opportunity there for this line. Player got his stick on him. Maura Burnett looking in. He tries to get a wrist shot off, but it trickles off his stick. Puck is in the corner now, down there. Huey Taylor is after it. He's still working hard down low. He was working hard down low. He's looking up, trying to get it out to the blue line. He does, gets it out to Maura Burnett, but it's on his backhand. Here we go, Gus Funky with a shot from the blue line, gets in. Goalie makes a save and covers it up for a whistle. Good pressure by this line and defenseman. They kept the puck in the zone almost the entire shift. Got a couple shots on the goalie. The goalie was up to the task and made all the required saves. The score is 0-0. 9:57 left in the first period. So very early on, it appears as though the Mountain Lions have the early advantage on puck possession, but again, no score. Puck comes out to the blue line. Shot by Tucker Murray, gets tipped down, but it goes wide of the net. Now it's coming up the near side to Nolan. Nolan Rizet pinching down, but the puck gets past him. He's hustling back. So is Thorpe Bunn. Thorpe with a good stick lift back there. Puck ends up on Tucker Murray's. He gets it up forward to Dylan Garvey. Garvey puts it into the zone. It's still in the zone. Trying to make some space for himself. He puts the puck down low. Bunn was after it. Gets poked away from him. Not quite held in at the blue line. Puck comes out to center ice. Tucker Murray picks it up, turns, surveys the situation, gets a nice pass to his winger. Puck goes in. Hustling in there is, Dylan Garvey gets the puck. He looks up. He's still looking for a stick to pass it to. Good pass across. There's a shot. There's a goal. That was, oh my, you should have seen that. I don't know if you could pick that out, but I thought that he made a really bad choice on that pass. It was sort of a half-speed pass across the slot. And the goalie was tracking it across. So I was like, that's kind of strange. But as it turns out, he had another Dylan streaking down the other side, and he was able to one-time it past the prone goalie. It was a beautiful hockey play by this line. Well done. Puck comes to center ice now. Out there with Desi Brennerline. He tries to get the puck forward, but he hits a skate. The Seals are coming into the zone, going down the left wing now. West Bastine turns and wings it up the boards. Puck is at the blue line, doesn't come out. Seals player still has it, puts it down low. Moved over to West Bastine, is after it again. He's over here on the near side. Puts the puck forward up to his winger, who tips it out of the zone. Nicely done there by Popek. Now we've got Cipriani on the forecheck. He goes in. Popek squeezes the puck off on the boards. Cipriani gets it across, just about onto Desi Brenner's stick. Maura Burnett goes down low. Brenner covers him on the blue line. Nice work there, paying attention by Desmond Brenner, who spent a lot of his early career as a defenseman, so his defensive responsibility mindset is very strong. Here comes the Seals. All of a sudden, it's a one-on-one for the Seals. Coming in, looks like he's going to get a shot off. Bouncing shot, goes wide of Hamilton. Puck comes out to the blue line. Seals player pinches with it, but Maura Burnett looks like he might beat all the players to it and get out of the zone. Trips over a player. All of the Lions were on that side of the ice. All 5 players were lined up on the boards over there. Now the puck comes through center ice. Good pass there for Brenner. Brenner with a shot opportunity. Good shot, good save. That was a nice heads-up pass by Zach Lauerman. He looked up. He got the puck just as he was coming off the boards. He turns. He saw Brenner coming in, not for a change, but accelerating through center ice. Puts it on his stick just at the blue line. He gets in, gets a shot. Goalie gets a glove on it. Face-off in the Seals' end to their goalie's left. Bankert line is out there. Bankert wins it back. More Burnett goes over to Funky. Funky with a good wrister. That one's tipped and goes in. Looked like Huey Taylor with that goal there. Crowd is agreeing with me on that. That was a really nice tip with the shaft of his stick. More Burnett with a good wrist shot from high in the slot. And Huey Taylor puts his shaft on it and deflects it past the goalie. Puck went back to center ice. Score is now 2-0 in favor of the Lions. Seals are going down in the left wing. Player puts it out into center ice. Goes through the slot, hit the skate and deflected out, but it's nicely picked up over there, I believe, by Huey. Dylan Banker's hard on this. Goes in, the goalie covers it with his glove for a whistle, and I believe also it's going to be a penalty against the Seals player who was trying to slow Banker down, who was chasing that puck at high speed. Dylan's a very fast skater, and the player panicked a little bit and tied him up. And we should be seeing a player coming up. Here he comes. Interference call. I like it. Rink announcing on that. Number 46 for interference. First power play of the game. It's going to go for the Mountain Lions. Face-off is going to be in the Seals zone to their goalie's right. Heading out there, starting out with Dylan Weinrich. Nice pass across. Out to the blue line, more Burnett gets around one man. He's looking, he gets sideways. He's hoping to get a shot towards, oh, that was a nice tippable and one-timeable pass across the slot. And unfortunately, neither one of those happened, so went into the corner. Seals player picks it up. He's skating through center ice, but he's got a couple of Lions players on him. More Burnett gets it up nicely to Dylan Garvey. Garvey gets to the blue line, but he loses the puck, puts it in. Those are way off, delayed offsides, so the player is able to clear. Seals player picks it up and puts it down deep for no icing. We're playing much more of an NHL-style rules in this tournament than some of the other tournaments we played. So they have delayed offsides. They also have no icing on the penalty kill. Weinrich coming down the right wing, looking for a shot. Sees that he doesn't have an opening as the goalie was clear up against the thing and ends up losing the puck in his indecision. So that was a strange choice there. Tucker Murray heads over, steals the puck away from the player. Seals player trying to move it forward. They're dangling along the side. Desi Brenner comes in, cleans up the mess. He's got it. Gets it over to David Popek on the far side. David Popek turns and scoops it in the zone on his backhand. Cipriani on the forecheck. Popek picks it up off the boards from Cipriani's poke check. Popek gets the puck away from two players, gets it down low to Cipriani. Cipriani gets it in front. That's a nice attempt there by Cipriani to put it on the goalie. Popek coming in. Oh, just as he was about to shoot that puck, it tribbled off his stick. Back to 5-on-5 hockey, by the way. The Seals killed that off successfully. Came out of the zone. Here comes Popek going down the right wing, scoops towards center. Brenner with the puck, shot right on the net, and the goalie makes a good save. That was good work there. Good pass by Popek. Desi Brenner takes the ice, it's given to him. Cipriani goes and runs a quick scheme across in front of the goalie, but unfortunately the goalie was still able to track the puck in. Back out there still with the Desi Brenner line. Got Nolan on defense on one side. Probably Funky on the other side. I can't quite see a number from here. Nope, that's not Funky. I'm sorry, that's Wes Bastine. Puck gets out of the zone. Bastine heads back for it. He's looking over his shoulder, seeing if there's much pressure. Not much pressure. He tries to put it forward to Brenner, but the player pinches it off. Chance here. Hamilton is there with the save. That was a nicely put together play by the Seals on that one. I don't know what exactly the Lions were doing, but they kind of weren't playing defense in their own zone. They were sort of, I don't know what they were doing, messing around, but they ended up giving up the puck to a player, and they had 3 quick passes. Hamilton came out and challenged the last man, just soaked it up into his gear. All right, puck comes back. Goes around to the other side. That came out of the zone. That's an offsides whistle, and the puck's going to be just outside of the Mountain Lion zone right here in front of us. Got the Banker line out there. Lauerman to his right, Taylor to his left. Goes back, gets it over to, good pass there, over to Taylor. Taylor can't quite get past his man. He goes forward with it, puck's in the air, bouncing around in front of the Lions. Oh, bench. trying to carry it through neutral ice, but unfortunately they were unable to. Coming down the slot is Lauerman. Lauerman gets some space and a shot and scores. Nice work by Zach Lauerman on that one. Came off the boards right here in front of us, just outside of the zone. Pretty much all the players were kind of going in a diagonal motion in the other direction. He goes across the grain, and suddenly he's got a ton of space. He's able to skate all the way down to the center hash marks and beats the goalie into the corner on the far side. So we're up to 3-0 in favor of Mountain Lions. Puck is dropped at center ice. One forward. Dylan Garvey with a backhander and scores! Oh, he faked the goalie out. He leaned left. And the goalie leaned, and he was able to tuck it in backhand just behind the goalie over his glove, over his pad, for a 4-0 lead now in favor of the Mountain Lions. It looks like we're up for a goalie change here for the Seals. Tough start for that young goalie. Next goalie up for the Seals is significantly larger. Puck is dropped at center ice. About 4 minutes left in the first period. Score is 4-0 in favor of the Lions. Nice passing D to D. Puck goes forward up to Dylan Garvey. He doesn't quite collect it at the blue line, but he goes in hard on the forecheck. Seals are turning, coming up the half boards on the far side. Diagonal pass in the air all the way through. Nicely caught by that Seals player. He puts it across the slot. Doesn't connect with anybody. Gus Funky gets it in the corner, goes up to his wing. Good breakout here. Sudden 2-on-1 by the Lions. Looking like a shot opportunity. Nice draw pass. Oh, nice unselfish play. That would have been a peach if it was just about 6 inches, a little bit further left. Puck comes out to the blue line. Maura Burnett is there. He looks up. He gets around one player, chasing it down the half boards. His teammate's going for a change. Coming through the slot. There we go. Seals pick it up. They're coming out of the zone. Maura Burnett is back. Tucker Murray is back. We've got three guys back and a good back check by the forward. Vito Cipriani was hard on the back check. Now he goes over to his wing position, available for the breakout pass. Maura Burnett skates hard through a couple of Seals players, strips the puck off of one. Desi Brenner goes in, forced to his backhand. He curls. Player is hard on him. He chips it down low. Good job there. Vito Cipriani goes across to Popek. Popek in low, and he's going to score. He does. Tucks it in on the backhand. Good work by that line. Those guys are really starting to read each other well. That was really nice offensive play there by Popek, Brenner and Cipriani. Some semi-blind backhand passes, spot passes to the open player, and they just skate their way through the defense, and Popek has all the time in the world to fake the goalie down onto the ice and then tuck it into the open net behind him. All right. Puck went back to center ice, face off. Maura Burnett has it. He's looking up, sends it up to Cipriani. Cipriani goes down the left wing, squeezes past his defender, goes to center ice, goes backhand. The goalie's hard on the post, and he pinches it off with his his blocker, and gets the whistle. Face off will be in the Seals' end. About 2 minutes left in the first period. Score is 5-0 in favor of Seals Lions already. Sea Lions? Seals? Lions. Puck is one in the zone. Shot coming here by Weinrich. Couldn't quite get the shot off. Lauerman. There's a whole bunch of players in front of him. Shot by Maura Burnett. Make that. Bastine from the blue line gets tipped wide. Puck is now bouncing off the back of the board. Good grief. Dylan Bankert attempts to do the wraparound tuck on the goalie. The goalie was up for that one. Puck comes out to center ice. Diagonal pass is picked off by the Seals. They drop it in deep. No icing against the Seals. One player hard on the forecheck. Tucker Murray turns, got another one on it, pokes it past him. Now he gets past his own player. Bankert gets it up nicely. Up to Lauerman. Lauerman coming down the left wing. He's got a man open. Oh, that was a beautiful pass over to Huey Taylor. Huey Taylor one-times it, aiming for the top bar down. Unfortunately, it was just off the top of the bar and goes up, rings the glass, and comes back down. But this line has gained possession again. Lauerman is skating around the zone. He ends up losing the puck out to Maura Burnett. Out to Bastine, who collects it, retreats into his own zone. They do a D-to-D pass, and now Bankert heads it in on the forecheck with Dylan Weinrich taking over for him as he goes for a change. Puck comes up the near far side. It's at the half boards in the zone. Seals player manages to not quite get it out of the zone. This time picked up, nice shot there by Thorpe Bunn. Goalie was up to the task with a good blocker save. Puck is still in the Seals zone. Seals player says, I've had enough of that, and he moves around hard. But it was picked off at the blue line by Wes Bastine. Kept in, sent back in there again by the Mountain Lions. This time it comes out. Funky has it. He sends it forward to Weinrich. Dylan, he goes down the right wing. He does a stop move. He looks up, takes it out to Bastine. Bastine goes back to Weinrich. Weinrich is met by two players who eventually end up with a puck. Skating out with it. They get it forward. Good pass forward, but that's the end of the first period. Mountain Lions with a 5-0 lead already early in this contest. They've been keeping their feet moving and making the passes and getting open nicely. The speed on this game, I don't know if it's because we're sitting up so high or if it's because the arena is so quiet, but the speed is low. But they still have a 5-0 lead, so not much complaints. I think sometimes one team feeds off of the other team's speed or lack thereof, and they don't go flying around. We're noticing there was a U14 game on this ice before our game, and the kids were good hockey players, but it was slow motion. It was very slow motion.
It's far away.
Yeah, maybe it's so far away.
It's easier to reach back.
Wish I could remember to come up with all of the goal scorers in that first period. Who do we think we had for goal scorers?
Zach Lauerman.
Zach Lauerman definitely scored. Popek definitely scored. That's 2 out of 5. Good for us. Huey scored.
Did he?
Yep.
Yeah, Huey off the tip.
Huey off a real nice tip. 2 more.
I think they're all different.
Yeah.
People.
I feel like perhaps one of the Dylans on Thorpe's line. I think one of the 2 Dylans scored a goal. Need to bring a notepad and start keeping track of these things. Even then, apparently I'm wrong often, as in the first 2 games. I had attributed a whole bunch of goals to players who didn't score them, effectively taking goals away from players. So trying to be more cautious about that, making sure that I know who the goal scorer is before I say anything. But these jerseys are a lot easier to discern the numbers on. The white jerseys that this team plays is, as I'm sure you know if you were watching the earlier games, it's a white name and a white number on a white jersey, so it's very, very difficult to pick out. At least in this situation, it is contrast with the white number on the blue background. Discussion right now with the coach of the Mountain Lions. Going to start out with the Brenner line. We have Nolan, Rize, and Bastine on defense right now. Definitely Nolan on this side. No, that's David Moore on the far side on defense. Popek is in. Moore picks off the puck, goes back across. 2 players for the Seals run into each other. They do not appear to be doing well. The ref, I think, makes the right call and blows the play dead as the 2 players are having a hard time getting up.
Pretty hard.
Yeah, it was a tough contact. 2 players going opposite directions along the blue line on the same team slammed into each other. Both lost their sticks. They hit that hard. And both stayed down for an extra 10, 15 seconds, and the ref was made the right call and just blew the whistle, blew it dead. All right, so face-off comes back to center ice. Nice poke check there by Nolan. Puck is won in the zone by the Seals. Nolan with another nice steal. This time the puck is picked up by Desi Brenner. He goes diagonally across Popek. Popek gets it over to Cipriani. Cipriani takes a shot into the glove of the goalie who came out to face him. Good save by the goalie. That was a very strong, assertive move out on the goalie, onto the shooter on that one, made the save. So now we're changing up lines. Dylan Bankert will be centering Huey Taylor and Zach Lauerman, as is the usual. Puck comes out to David Mora with a nice wristed towards the net. That gets deflected, but it's not deflected on net. Mora Burnett is met there by a player who ends up tipping it out of the zone. Nolan Rize goes into his own zone, turns, goes behind the net, wraps it around because he could see that Garvey was wide open on the far side over there. Lauerman, excuse me. Puck is in center ice. Here comes Lauerman. Oh, it just gets stripped back. Banker making himself some space, but he could not get enough space to get the shot off there. Player was standing on his skates practically. Here come the Seals coming down the left wing. Good back check. Back pressure again by Lauerman. The guy's fast. Puck goes up the far side. Kept in by Dylan Banker. Banker looks up, gets across to Huey Taylor. Taylor just misses on the one-timer. That was a nice pass and a nice shot. Goalie was sliding across. If he hadn't missed it, it would have gone in. Shot is tipped well up over the goalie. That was a good tip by Huey Taylor. Appears to have his tip game going strong today. Lauerman goes into the corner against two players. Gets in there, puck comes out front. Banker with a good opportunity and close. Good save by the Seals goalie on a tough situation. Puck comes up the near far side, Picked up by Gus. Gus sends it out of the zone, but he misread what his teammate was doing, so it's intercepted by a Seal player. Seal player takes a shot from outside. Hamilton deflects it up over the net with his glove. Puck is coming out of the zone now on the stick of... Sorry. Oh. Sorry, I lost train of my train of thought there for a second. Tucker Murray carried that in. Puck's in deep. Murray's still in on the forecheck. Dylan Weinreich is covering for him on the blue line. He pinches down, sees an opportunity to get open. Now he's got the man coming back. He goes to the far post, but the puck is knocked down by the goalie before it could get across the crease. Puck is brought into the zone by the Seals player. He dumps it down deep. A couple of Mountain Lions look at each other, can't decide who's going to go. Dylan Garvey ends up with it on the half boards, tries to chip it out past the Seals player, but he keeps it in. This time it is sent out of the zone by Tucker Murray. The icing is waved off. Weinrich goes in on the forecheck. They get the puck away. That player runs into Garvey. Oh, that was really nice hockey. Dylan to Dylan. That was a really nice play. So Weinrich has the puck down low in the far corner from here. He's on his forehand. He looks up. He sees that he's got Garvey poaching in from the far side of the crease. Sends a hard pass swinging from behind the goal line right onto Garvey's stick. And Garvey just tucks it through the goalie's 5-hole as the goalie's trying to kick across to get there in time to make the save. But he was unfortunately unable for the Seals. Good for the Lions. He was able to get it underneath the goalie's 5-hole for a quick goal. Score is now 6-0, 8:30 or so left in the second period. Puck is on the near boards, being kicked around by a couple players. This time the Seals are coming down. The Seals player advances, stopped nicely by Nolan Rize. Now the puck is coming into the zone, and Rize's stick. Rize is picking up the puck from his defensive position, puts it out in front. Great save by the goalie there. Rize looking up, gets it out to Popek's stick. I guess that came out just over the blue line. I didn't think it did. Good offensive instincts by Nolan there as he's going down. Puts it on Popek's stick. Popek doesn't, well, he didn't miss. The goalie made a great save. Popek was coming down. Goalie read the play, and he kicked across to get over in front of Popek before Popek could get the shot off. And he makes a tough save to keep the score 6-0 in favor of the Lions. Face-off is won forward by the Seals. Lions end up with it in their own zone. They move the puck out into neutral ice. Dylan Banker with a good forecheck. He looks up, gets it over. Shot coming, saved by the goalie. Good hard work by Dylan Banker there to get the puck. Puts it right on the Lauerman's stick. Lauerman takes one step towards the puck to give himself some space. Gets off a good wrister from just above the hash marks, right on the center ice. Goalie sticks his glove out and makes a tough save. Another shot, another tip attempt there. More Burnett gets a nice snapshot off from the blue line. Thorpe puts it across. I'm sorry, that was Funky. You put the pass across to the man who was on the far side, open for a one-timer. It was a good pass, good look. But the shot attempt was knocked down by a defender for the Seals. Now by the defender for the Mountain Lions. Mountain Lions are now back at it in neutral ice with the puck. Lose it for a second. Good play up to Bankert there. Bankert's coming in the zone, kicks the puck up onto his stick, gets a shot off-speed shot. Goalie makes a tough save, knocks it down. Puck is coming up the near side. Funky is backing up. Got some good back pressure by Huey Taylor. Taylor and Lauerman flying all over the place in this game. Player gets a shot off towards Hamilton, goes wide. Hamilton just watches it go. Bounce off the backboards. Mountain Lions looking for a change, so they put the puck over the far side of the neutral ice. Seals player puts it in deep. Funky is there. Picked up. Mountain Lions battling for the puck down low. They end up with it. David Mora puts it forward, goes into the Seals zone, comes out of the Seals zone. A couple players run into each other, trip over each other. No arms in the air for a tripping. Seals still trying to get through neutral ice. They can't. Puck is coming down. Good shot and a goal. Far side goal. Nice shot there by, I believe, Huey again. No, I'm sorry. It was Dylan Weinrich on that goal. Found himself some space on the far face-off dot and gets the wrister off and just picks the far inside corner and drops it in. Goalie, I don't think he's very pleased with that one. That was a tough shot, admittedly, but I think that he should have been possibly positioned a little bit better on that. So we're now up to 7-0. 5:45 left in the second period. About halfway through the game. Popek goes down the right wing. Player leans into him. Gets the puck away from him, but he keeps going. Gets the puck, tries to put it out front, gets a shot off. Goalie makes a good save, knocks it down. Still after it on the forecheck behind, comes out front, tries to get it across to Brenner, but it's knocked down by a defender. Comes over to Brenner, he's on his backhand, so he curls, he looks up, gets it out to Nolan. Nolan skating, gets a good shot, tippable, looking for David Popek's stick on the wrist, the slap pass as they call it. Good pass up. Desi Brenner has it, he gains the blue line. Just a little bit slow on getting into the blue line. Popek had stepped in for an offsides against the Mountain Lions team. Looks like we've achieved running clock even in the second period here. A lot of these tournaments will run a running clock after a certain goal differential is achieved. Some tournaments, that goal differential won't matter until the third period, but apparently the goal differential of at least 7 will start a running clock in the second period in this tournament. Back out there with the Banker line, Lauerman and Huey. Puck is in the Seal zone. Huey Taylor punching hard. Player comes across, tries to get one of his players coming into the zone, but he is unable to hit the player, the Seal player coming down. Puck is back out of neutral ice. Banker feeds it up nicely to Lauerman. Taylor. Taylor turns. He's got his heads up. Turns again. Still looking for an open stick to get it to. Wheels again. Now we've got 2 players on him. He puts the puck out to... That's a Lauerman. Lauerman has the puck. Battling hard. Puck is on the far boards. Lauerman is there. Puck is sent out. Here comes the Seals. They get out. Good. Hard back check by Huey Taylor. Catch that player before he even got 5 strides off. Here comes Bankert at his own blue line, gains the other blue line. He's going down on his left side. He curls. There's a man on the far side. Comes out, gets it to... Oh, that was a nice idea, although the backhand across the crease, across the whole zone can be a little bit tough to pull off. That got intercepted. Seals player is working hard to get into the zone, but he's unable to stay in the zone. Puck comes out and then goes back in for a delayed offsides against the Seals. Puck comes up the near side to Dylan Garvey. Garvey is skating forward with it. Now we have Dylan Weinrich. He gets it across. Puck is almost tipped in there by Garvey. As the goalie slid across, Garvey just got the tip of his stick on it. Garvey looking, puts the puck down low. Still trying to get it over to Weinrich, just can't quite get it there. Thorpe manages to get the puck just outside the blue line, puts it down deep. Weinrich is after it now. Puck just bounces over his stick a little bit. Puck comes across the slot, over onto a Seals player's stick. He makes a nice reverse move, misses his teammate who is streaking across the center ice. Wes Bastien gets the puck over to his defensive partner, who puts it up in the neutral ice, hits a player in the shin pads, but it stays in the zone. Brenner in on the forecheck. Seals player picks it up, he's back, drops it back. Brenner leans into him and takes the puck momentarily. Seals player gets it back, he forces it down low. Maura Burnett has it, looks over his shoulder, sees that he has teammate wide open. Up to Brenner. Brenner skates it over the blue line. Gets it across to Popek. Popek looking for a shot. Just nicks it off the crossbar. Again, good passing by this line. And Popek's got a heck of a wrist shot. They all do. Just ticked it off the top of the iron. I don't know if you could hear. Nice pass to the blue line. Maura Burnett with a good shot. Well timed. Right onto Vito Cipriani's stick for a tip, but the goalie had come way out. That's over onto Popek. Popek. No, I'm sorry. Brenner. Brenner collects the pass on a nice pass from the blue line down low. Catches it on his forehand. It's a tough way to move, but he had to move towards his backhand, turn his body, and as he's falling to his knees, he lifts it up over the goalie for a quality shot there for Brenner. 8-0, nearly the end of the second period. Guess they're gonna keep it at 7. They sent it up to 8 and then rolled it back to 7. Scoreboard says 7-0. The real score is 8-0. Seals dump that puck down for an icing.
We'll keep track of the score on the broadcast.
There we go. We'll keep track of the real score here on the broadcast. So if they're holding the score at 7-0, then there's a good chance that this tournament is not allowing any more than 7 goal differential in any one game as far as the differential allowances go. But it surely shouldn't matter for the Lions program, because I hate to count chickens, but at this point they're looking pretty solid to have won all 3 of their round robin games. Seals players had a 2-on-1 opportunity developing. Player missed his teammate as he tried to get him crossing the blue line. Seals player puts it into the slot. Good one-touch breakout there for Vito Cipriani. He gets the player, turns around. Vito's looking across, right on the stick. Oh, I can't quite tell if the goalie made the save or if Popek just didn't quite get it over the goalie's stick. But again, they're being very unselfish. I'm really enjoying watching these kids play. They are all about setting up their teammates, good scoring opportunities, which oddly enough, well, not oddly enough, but sometimes you'll see in these situations, the coach will be like, all right, make sure you're passing, and what ends up happening is they start playing with confidence and they're passing to the open guy, and the score gets run up anyway because they're playing right, and suddenly they're getting the open guy and putting the puck into the open net. But nice. I'd rather win. Winning's fun. Yep. So this would be the.
This is the number 2 team, isn't it?
I think. Well, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, it's.
I mean, was it like the game was actually happening at that point? Yeah.
The clock is running.
I have a feeling this has been a boring game.
For the young goalie.
Hopefully, he'll get at it.
Yep. All right, third period about to start. Sorting up, 7-0 up on the scoreboard. Mountain Lions.
The strongest line.
Yep. Bankert with Lauerman and Huey Taylor. On defense, Tucker Murray, and on this side, looks like we're going to be looking at Wes Bastien playing defense on the right side. Here comes Bankert. He curls in the zone, drops it off nicely for Tucker. Tucker tries to put down for a spot pass, for Huey Taylor, but they kind of misread each other on that. But they end up winning the puck back. Comes out to Dylan Bankert. Oh, the goalie makes a tough save on a deflected puck there. Gets it between his legs, squeezes it off for a good save. He didn't know where the puck was, but it wasn't in the back of the net. Sticking out there with the Banker line. Banker on center again, same defensive pair. Bastine and Murray. Banker wins the face-off, gets it back to Bastine. Bastine goes backhand. That didn't play off for him. It was crisply intercepted by the Seals player, but they end up losing it in center ice. Good diagonal pass. Lauerman pokes it ahead to himself. He goes down. He's looking up. He's got good speed behind the net. He turns. Nice stop and go move there. Gets it down low. Puck's in the slot. Goalie dives for it and covers it. Just about poked it out on the Lauerman stick, but the defender was able to get there and cover it before, I'm sorry, Garvey's stick, before Garvey was able to chip it up over the goalie's pads. Look, you know how to switch back. Is that the original goalie? I think so. I don't know their numbers. Yeah, it is. He was shorter. All right, so the face-off is down in the Seal zone. It is won by the Lions. Nice pass across, comes out onto Nolan's stick. Nolan with a wrister. Good save by the goalie with his blocker there. Puck is down low. Weinrich has it. He puts it out in front. Seals are coming out of the zone with a 2-on-2 developing with a good back check by Thorpe. Player gets a shot off from a tough angle, and Hamilton is there with his glove for a nice save. No whistle. Ref noticed that Hamilton just dropped the puck quickly again. So the play continues. Garvey had the puck on the far side. Had two players for the Seals coming down the far wing, but fortunately the pass was deflected just before they got there. Weinrich going down the right wing. He's got here, gets it across to a Garvey. Back over to Weinrich. He's behind the net. He gets pushed down from behind. Puck comes out in front. It's bouncing around in the slot. Collected by the Lions. Bunn has it. He's looking for a shot. Gets a low shot off. You could hear it hit off the low iron on the back of the net. Puck comes out to center ice. Tucker Murray has it. Nice diagonal pass. Good inlet pass there. Coming in. He's going to his forehand. Gets a shot. Good save by the goalie with his face. But the follow-up on the forecheck by Desmond Brenner. Nice work by Desmond to move his feet and just head in there expecting a rebound, and he got it. Delivered on there. Nice work being able to turn to backwards and scoop that into the backhand with a backhand, though. 7-0 on the scoreboard. 8:45 running clock in the third period. Puck is won by the Lions. They push the puck down low. Cipriani protects the puck with his body, gets it over to Popek. Popek takes a shot and beats the goalie. Going to change lines again. Puck's going to come out to center ice onto the Bankert line. Won the puck back. Bastine gets it up to Lauerman. Lauerman with a nice move, turns the defender around, going behind the net on his backhand. He's looking up, thinking about going out to the blue line. Comes out to the blue line to Bastine. Bastine with a nice toe drag move around the man who was on him. Pass across the slot. Gets just past Huey Taylor. Player for the Mountain Lions pushes the puck down low. The refs just wave off the icing. I think they're going to be pretty liberal on waving off the icing for a lot of this game now. Puck goes behind the net. Nolan Rize picks it up, gets it out of the zone. Diagonal pass there by the Seals. It was an offsides, but it was a delayed offside, so the Seals have regrouped. The touch up. Puck ends up hitting the Seal on the stick. Going to be a scoring chance here. Player takes a shot and goes wide. Hamilton came out to face him. I would like them to not get too lackadaisical here. And here comes Huey Taylor. Turns his player around. He's looking, tries to put it out in front for Bankert. Couldn't quite get there. Goalie is able to cover that one. Doesn't quite cover it. His defender picks it up. He tries to loft it out, but Dylan Bankert, as usual, is everywhere. He wins the puck back. He's battling down low on the boards in front of us. And three players team up on him, and they eventually come away with the puck. And they lofted the length of the ice. I think this one they're going to have to call the icing. But again, the clock's not going to stop because of the goal differential. Puck comes back to the Seals' end. It's going to be to their goalie's left. Dylan Weinrich to take the face off. Bunn on one side, Garvey on the other. Wins it back to Maura Burnett, who goes across to, that was a really nice pass over to Gus. Gus puts it down low with a wrister, picked up in the corner. Good forecheck here. Got two of our forwards and two of their defensemen battling it out. Bunn hovering around for the pickup. Good defensive, not defensive, but that's just the way Slava wants them to play those. One or two men in, down, making sure that they are supporting each other with a third forward hanging in a good position of support so if the puck squirts out. So in that instance, I'm sorry, I was way behind the play on that. The Seals picked the puck up and came down the left wing with some good speed. Got a nice shot off on Hamilton. He was there flashing the glove leather. Puck comes back to the Seals player. He gets a shot towards the goalie. Player deflects it, but it ends up going wide. Gus has the puck. He goes D to D up to Maura Burnett. He attempted to get it forward to Thorpe, but it goes past Thorpe and ends up under the other goalie's glove and a whistle on that end. So we're up to 5:13 in the third period. Score is 7-0 on the scoreboard, 10-0 on our scoreboard. There we go. Brenner's line is out there. Shot in close from Cipriani. Good save by the goalie on the post there. Puck comes bouncing out. Here comes a Seals player. Once again, still with Brenner. I really like just the attitude these guys have. They're, you know, maybe you want to ease up, but maybe you don't. They're playing hard. Brenner just made sure that he was still applying back pressure on that player as he was coming through neutral ice, just to negate any possibility of them getting something together. Puck comes out. That's a tough one right there. Oh, where'd that puck go? There it is. Rebound attempt. Hamilton knocks down the shot right on the post. Comes out front. Player was wide open for a shot there. Fortunately, he was unable to get a clean shot off. See if we can get the puck out of the zone here. Nolan runs into a player, lands awkwardly. Another player falls on him. They got untangled. Nolan gets a couple of hooks from the player. No, I'm sorry, that was Cipriani. Oh, once again, it's all of a sudden their breakout's kind of discombobulated here. There we go. Gets it up to Popek. Popek's going diagonally across center ice away from us. He gains the blue line on the far side. A couple players pinch him off. Player goes over and checks into the ice for a whistle. Going to finish this game off, not necessarily in a power play for the most part. The kid checked him. Popek was skating down the left wing with the puck on his stick, and the player just came over and put a shoulder into him and knocked him down, which at this age group is still not allowed. We call it roughing. So we're going to have a 5-on-4 power play. Banker line. Maura Burnett on defense with Nolan. Maura Burnett battling for it on the half boards. He goes into the far corner. That was a nice play. Picked up there by a circling Weinrich, I believe. No, sorry, Lauerman. Lauerman turns, drops the puck. A couple players jousting for it down low. Picked up by the Seals player, and he sends it the length of the ice. There'll be no icing because, again, they're short-handed right now. So Maura Burnett picks the puck up, stops behind his own net. Good pass forward, right onto the tape. Lauerman going down the right wing. Three players backing up in front of him. He gets to the slot, gets a shot off goalie with a good save as Lauerman was trying to force it through his 5-hole. Good stop and go there by Nolan. Nolan showing his offensive chops. He's down low, gets it up to Maura Burnett. Burnett gets a shot towards the net, picked up by Lauerman, and Dylan Bankert had an opportunity down low to shovel that in backhand, but he couldn't quite get the bouncing puck to go exactly where he wanted it, so it went past the post on the far side. Player falls down for the Seals. I believe we're back to 5-on-5 now. Yep, 5 Seals players out there. Seal player picks it up, sends it the length of the ice. This is going to be another icing. Puck is going to be going in the other direction now. .148 left on the clock. Puck is in the Seals end. Weinbrecht wins. Oh, look at that. Nice shot there from the point by Murray. That hits a player right in the hip and gets knocked down. He's having a hard time locating the puck. Ends up, the Seals player finds it and sends it forward to his teammate. Tucker Murray was right on him, stayed there. Now here comes the Seals player coming in. He gets forced wide. He gets a shot towards Hamilton, who's there with the glove save again. Sometimes it can be tough. Sometimes it can be tough for a goalie who's not facing a lot of action to maintain his focus, but knock on wood, looks like Hamilton has been maintaining his focus and has been there solid for the few opportunities that the Seals program has had. Puck is in, dropped to Hamilton's right. Tucker Murray has it. He turns, sends it up the boards, near side in front of us here. A couple players are battling for it. Out there with the two Dillons line, two Dillons and Thorpe. Puck comes up to Thorpe. He has the puck, gains the blue line. He's sending it, going to chip it forward. Trying to get it forward to Weinrich, but it hits a couple skates and doesn't get there. Now he gets it to Weinrich on the half boards, but it bounces over his stick, comes out to Tucker Murray. Murray, here comes a one-on-one. Players coming in, looking for a chance to get a shot off. Does. It's on the ice. Hamilton hits the butterfly. He's kind of lost the puck. It's bouncing around on the back of the net right now. The puck is coming out of the zone. About 8 seconds left on the clock. Going down the left wing. Shot opportunity. Goes up over the top of the net. That was for Weinrich, I believe. No, that was Garvey with that shot opportunity. Here comes the Seals. And that's the end of the game. With a convincing win by this Mountain Lions program. Hamilton earned the shutout, maintained his focus. Happy to see the team maintain their focus too. Late in the game, sometimes they get a little lackadaisical when they've got a good lead, and teams will get a couple of cheap goals late. But not in this situation. Everybody's kept doing what they're supposed to be doing, playing well, playing hard, and ended up with a solid win and a #1 seed going into the playoffs, which start tomorrow. So thanks very much for tuning in. I feel like I did a much better job identifying players. Of course, it's easier with these jerseys. I don't think I misappropriated too many goals. Tell me, of course, if I did, but I think that we told everybody I got the goals. Definitely, once again, scoring like committee, 10 goals, but by a whole bunch of different players. I don't think there was a hat trick in the bunch. So it's really nice to see that all these kids are making it happen out there. So thanks for tuning in. Check with your family members. We'll also try to post something on the socials to make sure you guys know when the game is tomorrow, the first game. And have a nice afternoon. We'll be enjoying our time here in